Is it mandatory for Muslim college students to leave class for Jumu'ah Friday prayer? This is a question that was asked by a student at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. In short, yes, attending Jumu'ah prayer is mandatory for Muslim men. As long as you're not a traveler for that 1 week, for example, you are a resident, you are in that city, this is your home, you're a student, you would basically attend Jumu'ah prayer consistently, find a time that works for you. This is an obligation that takes precedence over everything of this world, work and classes and things like that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this explicitly clear, that even work is not an excuse, which is why millions of Muslims all across the Western world as minorities will leave on Jumu'ah, for Jumu'ah prayer, will leave on time. Sometimes for an hour, they'll leave and go back. Sometimes they'll arrange a 4-day work week. Sometimes they'll work extra on Thursday and Wednesday, and they'll work 1 hour less on Friday, for example. And students generally, millions of Muslim students, they'll schedule their Friday classes when when you register for your courses, they'll schedule things by avoiding conflicts. So if you're in a city that has 3 or 4 Jumu'ah prayer times, you have more flexibility. But if you're in a city that has maybe 1 Jumu'ah in the area, whether it's on campus or at a local masjid, you have to schedule in advance what you need to fulfill your religious obligation. What if you have no choice? A lot of students, and this has happened to me in undergrad, a lot of students will register for a class that has a mandatory lab on Fridays, or it has something on Fridays, and it cuts into the local Jumu'ah time. And the only option in the area is like 1 masjid or 1 Friday khutbah on campus. And there's nothing you can do. It cuts 30 minutes into your class, 20 minutes into your class. You may have to talk to your professor early on or before you register for the course and mention, like, this is a religious obligation. I'm willing to bring in, a document from the local mosque. I will do anything it takes above and beyond in terms of excellence in this course to show that I'm serious as a student, and you really should demonstrate how professional you are when you're not there. But I might have to leave 20 minutes, early, or I might have to arrive 5 minutes late. Now, there is something that could happen. If you see that a lot of students in a city, there are a lot of Muslims on campus, and there's no ideal flexibility in the prayer times, then someone should initiate a prayer time, a Jumu'ah prayer on campus. And again, if you're not sure where to start with a local MSA. Start with an MSA, put out a message on social media platforms, through their mailing list, local masjid, and say, we need another Jumu'ah time that works for someone who has a class in that time. So we have a 1 p.m. class, most people have it. You know what, let's do a 2:30 p.m. Jumu'ah as an example, of course. And don't be embarrassed. One of the most amazing things in a lot of Western countries is the ability to protect your religious rights, the requirements. Don't be embarrassed to share this with a professor, but be very respectful, very wise in how you word it, and show your professionalism. Be there, show up for class when you have to, be active, let them notice you when you are there for other classes or online or a hybrid. Be very present and make sure you're like a top student in the class, so they're not thinking, and the student is coming in 20 minutes late because of a religious obligation, and they're always behind, and they're always complaining, they're always asking me, what did I miss? No, find a classmate, find somebody to help you, but show that you're able to accomplish this in a very mature way. But remember, at the end of the day, Friday prayer, Jumu'ah prayer for men is an obligation, and our entire lives are going to have to be scheduled around it, especially as a minority. This is something we navigate. That's the price that we pay. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us that confidence of fulfilling this obligation, and to be very proud of it, and to be consistent in it, and of course to make it easy for us in our local communities. If you want your question answered regarding campus life, put it in the comments below.